Lukas Josef Podolski. Born Angstrom Łukasz Józef Podolski on June 4, 1985, is a German footballer who plays as a forward for Premier League club Arsenal and the Germany national team. He is a left-footed attacker known for his strong shot, technique and probing attacks from the left side. He joined FC Köln in 1995 where he broke into the first team in 2003 and made 81 appearances for the club before moving to FC Bayern Munich. With Bayern, Podolski won the Bundesliga and DFB-Pokal double in 2008. Podolski returned to FC Köln in 2009. He later signed for Premier League club Arsenal FC in 2012, with whom he won the FA Cup in 2014. Although he was eligible to play for Germany and Poland, Podolski chose to play for Germany. He was first capped by Germany in 2004 and has been part of the squad in all major tournaments since then. He is the third most capped player in German history, with 115 caps, and the joint fifth highest goal scorer in German history, having scored 47 times, tied with Rudi Völler and Jar 1/4 Gen Klinsmann. On May 29, 2013, Podolski scored the fastest goal in the Germany national team's history in a 4-2 friendly win over Ecuador when he scored 9 seconds after kickoff. Podolski's goal was also the second fastest international goal in history. Only San Marino's David Gualtieri's strike against England at the 8.3-second mark in 1993 was faster. Club career, 1. FC Köln. Podolski began playing football at the age of 6 in the youth team of FC 07 Bochum, where he played until he joined FC Köln in 1995. It was there that Podolski's talents were first noticed. In 2003, at the age of 18, Podolski was still part of the club's youth side. At this time the club found itself in dire straits battling to avoid relegation from the Bundesliga. First-team boss Marcel Koller, working on a shoestring budget, invited Podolski to train with the senior players and he made his top-flight debut shortly afterwards on November 22, 2003. Even though Köln failed to avoid a drop to the second division, Podolski had shown what he could do, scoring 10 goals in his first 19 senior appearances. This was the best tally by an 18-year-old in the history of the Bundesliga. Though his call-up to the German Euro 2004 squad brought along interest from several top clubs, Podolski stayed at Köln to help the club gain promotion in the 2004 Euro 05 season. With 24 goals, Podolski advanced to become the league's best scorer. Somewhat unusually, Podolski remained part of the Germany squad, even though he did not play in the national top-tier league. After Köln were promoted, the pressure was on Podolski to keep the club in the Bundesliga practically single-handedly. Podolski managed to score 12 goals in the 2005 Euro 06 season, but eventually, Köln were relegated again. It became clear that Podolski would not stay again to push them through the 2006 Euro 07 season Euro even more so, as Podolski was becoming an integral part of the national team. FC Bayern Munich. In 2006, clubs such as Liverpool, Bayern Munich, Hamburger SV, Werder Bremen, and Real Madrid manifested their interest in Podolski, even though he had a contract with FC Köln through 2007. On June 1, 2006, Podolski announced that a transfer agreement had been reached with Bayern Munich, allowing him to join the Bavarian side for the 2006 Euro 07 season. Financial details of the deal were not immediately available, but the transfer fee was speculated to be around €10 million. He made his Bundesliga debut for Bayern on August 11, 2006, coming on as a substitute in the 88th minute of a 2-0 victory against Borussia Dortmund. On September 9, 2006, he came on as a second-half substitute in a DFB-Pokal game versus FC St. Pauli. Only 26 seconds after the second half started, he scored the equalizer, evening the match 1-1. On October 14, 2006, with his first Bundesliga goal for Bayern, Podolski helped to secure the club's 4-2 win over Hertha BSC. On October 26, 2006, Podolski suffered a serious injury to his right ankle joint caused by teammate, Mark van Bommel, during a training session. Consequently, Podolski missed more than 5 match weeks. He returned from this injury and scored against Alemannia Aachen. After Bayern bought in Italian striker Luca Toni in 2007, Podolski received less playing time due to coach Ottmar Hisseld's preference to partner Miroslav Klose and Toni together instead. However, Bayern ended the 2007-08 season by winning a league and cup double, giving Podolski the first major silverware of his career. Despite former national team coach Jarwan Quartara-Gen Klinsmann taking charge of Bayern for the 2008-09 season, Podolski again failed to break into the team's regular first-choice lineup. After a rather unhappy spell at Bayern, he returned to former club kä on July 1, 2009. Return to 1. FC kä after Podolski was assured by national team coach Joachim Löw that a return to FC kä would not harm his chances of international football. An agreement to sign him was agreed between Bayern Munich and kä on January 20, 2009, although he would not return to kä until the start of the summer transfer window. On July 1, Podolski returned to kä on a 4-year contract, and the transfer is speculated to be around a €10 million, equivalent to the fee Bayern paid to sign him in 2006. kä created a website where people were able to buy pixels of an image of Lukas Podolski for a 25 per 8 x 8 pixel square, in order to gather $1 million to reduce the cost of the transfer. Formula One driver and kä supporter Michael Schumacher bought several pixels of Podolski's picture for nearly $900. Having just moved from Bayern Munich, Podolski had a poor first season at kä, scoring just 3 times the entire season. One of his goals, however, came from a free kick against his former club to salvage a draw. In the 2010-11 season, Podolski scored his 50th Bundesliga goal in the match against Hannover 96 in March 2011. Throughout the entire season, Podolski scored 13 goals and made 7 assists. The 2011-12 season was the final season in his second spell for kä. Despite the team's relegation to the 2. Bundesliga, Podolski scored 18 goals in 29 League Bundesliga appearances. Out of respect for his loyalty and achievements for the club, 1. FC kä chose to retire his famous number 10 shirt as long as he is an active football player. Arsenal, 2012-13 season. Podolski was linked with Premier League club Arsenal throughout the 2012 winter transfer window but no deal materialized. However, on April 30, 2012, it was officially announced that Podolski had signed for Arsenal on a long-term deal, for an undisclosed fee. On August 12, 2012, Podolski started for Arsenal in a pre-season match against his former club, kä, scoring twice, once from a penalty in a 4-0 victory. Podolski took the number 9 from Park Ju-young, who had been loaned out to Celta Vigo, after the number 10 shirt vacated by Robin van Persie was given to Jack Wilshere. Podolski then started in his first official match for Arsenal against Sunderland on the opening day of the Premier League on August 18, 2012. He played 63 minutes before being subbed off for another 2012 summer signing, Olivier Giroud, in the match which finished 0-0. He scored his first goal for Arsenal on September 2 in a 2-0 win against Liverpool at Anfield, whilst also providing the assist for Santi Cazorla to score his first for the Gunners. Podolski scored his second goal for Arsenal in the following game, scoring a free kick from 25 yards in a 6-1 victory against Southampton. On September 18, 2012, he scored his first UEFA Champions League goal for the Gunners in a 2-1 away win against Montpellier. In Arsenal's second game in the Champions League, Podolski scored again as Arsenal defeated Greek champions Olympiacos 3-1 on October 3. Podolski then scored his first goal in more than a month against Fulham in a thrilling 3-3 draw. On November 17, Podolski scored his fourth league goal as Arsenal defeated Tottenham 5-2 in the North London derby. He then helped Arsenal qualify for the last 16 of the Champions League by scoring the second goal as Arsenal beat Montpellier 2-0. Podolski then played a pivotal part in an impressive 5-2 win away from home against Reading at the Madejski Stadium, scoring the first goal and assisting two more, which had helped teammate Santi Cazorla to score his first ever hat-trick. On December 30, 2012, Podolski played an integral part of the team that beat Newcastle 7-3. His first contribution was an incisive pass to Theo Walcott for Arsenal's first goal. In addition, due to Newcastle's failure to clear the ball off their line, Podolski pounced on a header for his last goal of 2012. He was substituted for Aaron Ramsey to a standing ovation. On January 23, 2013, Podolski produced an impressive performance as Arsenal beat West Ham 5-1, scoring one goal and setting up three others. On February 2, 2013, Podolski scored the only goal via a deflected free kick to earn the Gunners a 1-0 victory over Stoke City. On April 13, Podolski sealed a 3-1 win over Norwich City by scoring his first goal since February. After Giroud's three-game ban appeal was rejected, Podolski began playing as a centre-forward, starting with the 1-1 draw against Manchester United. Podolski then scored twice in a 4-1 victory over Wigan Athletic, resulting in Wigan's relegation from the Premier League. Podolski ended his first season in Arsenal with a total of 16 goals and 11 assists. 2013-14 season. On August 24, 2013, Podolski netted his first goals of the 2013-14 season, scoring twice for Arsenal away at Fulham in a 3-1 win. However, he was injured in his next match in the Champions League qualifier against Fenerbahçe Section E and was ruled out for 10 weeks. Podolski returned for Arsenal against West Ham United in a 3-1 win on Boxing Day, scoring the team's third goal in the 79th minute. Podolski netted his first two goals in 2014 with a brace and a 4-0 FA Cup fourth-round win over Coventry City. He later scored in a 2-1 FA Cup win over Liverpool in February to send Arsenal through to the quarter-finals of the competition. Podolski scored two goals in March as he began to feature more regularly in the Gunners' starting lineup. His first was a goal against his former club, FC Bayern Munich, in the return leg of the UEFA Champions League last 16 tie. Podolski's goal proved nothing more than a consolation, as Arsenal crashed out of Europe, losing 3-1 on aggregate to the defending champions. His second goal in March was an equaliser against Swansea City in the Premier League clash. A minute after scoring, Podolski provided an assist for teammate Olivier Giroud, who gave Arsenal a 2-1 lead. However, a last-minute own goal by Mathieu Flamini meant the game finished 2-2 and effectively ended Arsenal's hopes of lifting the Premier League title for another season. Arsenal qualified for the FA Cup final on April 12 following a win against Wigan, in which Podolski was substituted after 68 minutes. He scored twice in Arsenal's next game, a 3-1 win against West Ham United at the Emirates Stadium, and followed that display up with another brace in Arsenal's next game, a 3-0 win away to Hull City. He started in the 2014 FA Cup final against Hull City and left the pitch for Yasunagi after 61 minutes as Hull led Arsenal 1-2. Arsenal went on to win the game 3-2 after extra time, thereby ending the club's 9-year trophy drought. International career. International debut and breakthrough. In late 2003, after several impressive performances in his first few Bundesliga games, Polish media suggested then Polish national team coach Paweł Janus should check Podolski out, as he was still eligible to play for Poland. Janus ignored the request, stating in one of the press interviews that as for today we have much better strikers in Poland and I don't see a reason to call up a player just because he played one or two good matches in the Bundesliga. He's not even a regular starter at his club. By that time Podolski was still interested in representing Poland, but as the season progressed German media increasingly highlighted his performances to suggest he should be called up to the German national team. When his full potential was finally unveiled, he had already decided to represent Germany. At the end of the season Köln were relegated, but Podolski impressed so much, that he held his debut for Rudi Vár Germany on June 6, 2004, at age 19, in Kaiserslautern against Hungary with a late substitute appearance. He had become the first second-division player since 1975 to break into the national team. Euro 2004, Podolski played for Germany at Euro 2004, where he was the squad's youngest player. He made one substitute appearance in the game against the Czech Republic, when he came on for Thorsten Frings at half-time. 2006 World Cup, Podolski was selected in the Germany squad for the 2006 World Cup, where he partnered Miroslav Klose as the attack duo in the starting lineup. He scored his first ever World Cup goal in Germany's third group match against Ecuador, and both goals in the 2-0 win over Sweden in the round of 16. He became the first player since 1962 to score 2 goals in the first 12 minutes of a World Cup match and only the third player ever to accomplish the feat. Germany finished third in the tournament, and while his teammate Miroslav Klose won the Golden Boot competition, Podolski's 3 goals tied him for second place with Ronaldo, Thierry Henry, Fernando Torres, David Villa, Maxi Rodriguez, Hernan Crespo and Zinedine Zidane. Podolski was named the World Cup's best young player ahead of players like Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo. Euro 2008. In a Euro 2008 qualifying game against San Marino and Sarajevo Podolski netted 4 goals in Germany's record 13-0 thrashing. He is one of only 4 German players to score 4 goals in an international match. He was the third after Gerd Müller, Courtelet and Michael Ballack, and since this, Mario Gomez has accomplished this feat. In Germany's 4-1 win against Slovakia in Bratislava on October 11, 2006, he scored the first and the last German goal, both on assists by Miroslav Klose. He has continued to score goals at an astonishing rate. On November 17, 2007, in a Euro qualifier match against Cyprus, Podolski was involved in every goal in Germany's 4-0 victory. This was one of Podolski's best performances for the national team. Even though he played out of his natural position, playing at left midfield, he netted 1 goal himself and was voted man of the match. On June 8, 2008, Podolski made his Euro 2008 entrance against debutants Poland in a Group B match in Klagenfurt, Austria. He scored both goals in a 2-0 victory. He avoided celebrating his goals, however, to show respect for his country of birth. After the game he gave an emotional interview on Polish television. The goals put him in the lead in the Euro 2008 goal-scoring list for 2 days until David Villa scored a hat-trick for Spain against Russia. On June 12, Germany played Croatia in their second Group B match, again in Klagenfurt. Podolski scored the German team's only goal of the game in the 79th minute, by which time the Croatians were already leading 2-0. He did not celebrate this goal either, despite it putting him joint first on the Euro 2008 goal-scoring list with David Villa. Podolski's goal was not enough to snatch a draw, with Croatia holding out for a 2-1 victory over Germany. On June 19, Germany played Portugal in the quarter-final in Basel. Podolski was instrumental in the first goal, whipping a cross into the penalty box that was slotted home by Bastian Schweinsteiger in the 22nd minute to give Germany a 1-0 lead. On the international scene, Podolski seems to be gravitating towards an attacking left midfield role from his traditional place as a striker. Initially, {W} had moved him to the wing in order to accommodate the partnership of Klose and Mario Gomez up front. When this backfired, he resumed his forward position in the UEFA Euro 2008 final, but was unable to prevent Germany losing 1-0 to Spain. In a controversial incident, Podolski was head-butted by Spanish midfielder David Silva, although this went unnoticed by the referee and his assistants, and went unpenalized. Lukas Podolski was named in the 23-man squad as one of the players of the tournament along with countrymen Michael Ballack and Philipp Lahm. 2010 World Cup. On September 6, 2008, Podolski scored the opening 2 goals in Germany's first 2010 World Cup qualifier against Liechtenstein in Vaduz. A match that ended in a 6-0 victory for the Germans. He scored the opener in the 2-1 home win over Russia on October 11, when he turned Vasilij Berezutski on the edge of the penalty area, before unleashing a powerful shot past Russia's goalkeeper Akinfeev. He finished the qualification campaign second highest scorer of Group 4 with 6 goals, behind teammate Miroslav Klose's 7. During one of the qualifying matches, he was involved in a bust-up with team captain Michael Ballack. On June 13, 2010, Podolski, who had become accustomed to his position as a winger, scored the first goal in Germany's World Cup opening game in a 4-0 win against Australia, before assisting teammate Thomas Müller one quarter later for the third goal. On June 18, Podolski missed a second-half penalty after a handling infraction committed by Nemanja Vidic in the 1-0 loss to Serbia. The German team had gone down to 10 men after a second yellow was shown to Miroslav Klose in the 36th minute. Even though the Germans played with 10 men throughout the rest of the game, Podolski had numerous chances on goal. However, he was unable to capitalize, and the game ended in a surprise defeat for the Germans. However, he managed to score against England in the last 16, giving Germany a 2-0 advantage in the first half. They went on to beat England 4-1. In the quarter-final against Argentina, Podolski provided the assist for the first of Klose's 2 goals, bringing the score to 2-0. The Germans won the match 4-0. Euro 2012. During qualification, Podolski provided assists for 3 goals and scored 3 times, helping Germany to win all 10 matches of their qualification campaign. During Euro 2012, Podolski started all 3 of Germany's Group B games, the third being his 100th appearance for Germany. A game in which he also scored. Podolski's last game at Euro 2012 was against the Italian national team in the semi-finals, where Germany were defeated 2-1. 2014 World Cup. Podolski was part of Germany's 2014 World Cup campaign. Prior to the tournament, he played in 5 qualification matches. In the World Cup finals in Brazil, he appeared in the victories over USA and Portugal in the group stages, but did not play the full 90 minutes. Germany went on to become world champions. Career statistics, club, as of May 17, 2014. International career statistics. National team statistics, as of June 26, 2014, international goals, honors, club, car paragraph LN, 2. Bundesliga, 2004-05, Bayern Munich, Bundesliga, 2007-08, DFB-Pokal, 2007-08, DFB Liga-Pokal, 2007, Arsenal, FA Cup, 2013-14, International, Germany, FIFA World Cup, 2014, UEFA European Championship runner-up, 2008, Individual, FIFA World Cup Best Young Player, 2006, UEFA Euro 2008 Team of the Tournament, UEFA Euro 2008 Silver Boot, Silbens Lorbeerblatt, 2006, 2010 Second Bundesliga Top Goal Scorer, 2005, Personal Life, Podolski was born to Waldemar Podolski and Krystyna Podolska, a former member of the Poland national handball team in the Silesian industrial town of Glawice, Poland. In 1987, when Podolski was 2 years old, his family emigrated from Poland to West Germany and were given Osijala status as a result of his paternal grandparents having German citizenship prior to World War II. Podolski grew up in Bochum, North Rhine-Westphalia, and later in Pulheim, both near Cologne. Podolski holds both German and Polish nationality, but has stated that he does not have a Polish passport. In an interview, Podolski said that the Polish Football Association never cared about him until he started playing for the German under-21 team and received coverage in the media. At that point, Podolski arrived at the decision, but nevertheless there are two hearts beating in his chest. Podolski speaks Polish and sometimes communicated with Bayern Munich and Germany's strike partner Miroslav Klose, also a Polish-born Osiedler, in Polish to hinder their opposition's understanding of their conversation. Podolski's longtime girlfriend Monika Puchalski gave birth to their first child, Louis Gabriel Podolski, on April 14, 2008. In April 2011, the couple married in a civil ceremony in Cologne, Germany. In June 2011, they had a church wedding in Kamienice, unregistered trademark Kraków W County, Poland. Podolski is a fan of KS Kraków Zebs. Podolski has appeared in music videos Hallelujah and Car Paragraph LSCHE with Cologne-based band Brings, and provided the backing vocals in Hallelujah. References. External links: Lukas Podolski, a Euro FIFA competition record, official website, Arsenal profile, Lukas Podolski at Fußballdaten, Lukas Podolski at the Internet Movie Database.